I want to help you real estate photographers start earning a decent living in a super quick time, because I spent too long kind of cruising along and kind of not really realizing my potential in this industry. So I want to give you 3 steps now which should help you on your way to start earning a decent living as a real estate photographer. I've been a real estate photographer for 20 years now, believe it or not. And I started out initially in-house at a company, and the last 8 years of that, I've had my own business. But to be honest, it's only really the last few years that I could say I've started earning a decent living out of this. And by that, I mean kind of a 6-figure salary, so that's over 100K. And I put that down to sort of these 3 steps now. Now I sort of look back on what I did to sort of get here. So hopefully I'm going to save you a bit of time. So if you watch the end of this video and watch all the steps, hopefully you can be well on your way to earning that 6-figure salary. Step number 1 is get your prices right. I mean, this might sound quite obvious, but it's far too tempting when you first start out and to get clients is to kind of undercut everyone. And this is what I did. And whilst it got me work, which was great, I kept my prices too low for too long. And I was getting quite busy, but I just wasn't seeing the financial reward for it. Because I kept the prices too low, I just wasn't getting paid enough. And to be honest, my clients thought they would probably get an amazing deal. So make sure you take your prices up if you do that, because if your clients like you, they think you've got a good product, a good service, then they'll pay for it. Because it's quite hard to go finding another photographer, because even I found now, like, people have tried other photographers and they've come back to me because they've thought, oh, they're cheaper. But then they've realized, actually, although they're cheaper, they're not as good, they're not getting the service. So if you're providing that quality product and quality service, then they will be prepared to pay for it. So just make sure you're not pricing too low. Step number 2 is be more efficient. And I've learned that there's kind of 2 types of people in this industry. There's ones that want total control over all their shooting and all their editing. And then the other type are the ones that are more efficient. And for ages, I was this first type, because I shot everything flambient. So I was going around the property, shooting with a flash, doing the ambient shot, often taking several flash shots, which would take a while per shot. And then I would be editing everything myself, doing flambient editing, doing all the blending, which would take quite a long time. And I don't know about you, but I was often up way past midnight doing the editing, so I wouldn't get much time for myself, didn't get much time to spend on my kids or just do anything else for myself. And I would just be absolutely knackered, and I just wasn't getting the reward I deserved for the amount of time that I was putting in. So then I decided to take the other side of things and become more efficient. So I started shooting in like a bracketed HDR mode, and I would just set my camera up so it shot 3 shots, 2 stops apart, and I'd put my camera on aperture mode. And so then I would just literally set my camera up where I wanted to and just click the shutter button. I wouldn't have to go around with any flash. And then I would send off my work. Initially I sent it off to a editor sort of who was in Vietnam or India or wherever, but now I'm actually using an AI editor called Auto HDR. And this has just made things way more smoother. And initially it wasn't that great, but the last month or 2, it has started getting a lot better. And I have done videos about that, so you can check those out on my channel. But it's just meant that I can now upload my photos and they're edited within about 20 minutes. And whilst they're being edited by this AI editor, then I can be doing other things like sorting my floor plans out or sorting my diary out for the next day. And then by the time I've done that, I come back, my photos are edited, and might just have to do a little bit of quality checking. But honestly, shooting in this method has made my life so much easier. Both shooting in the property, it's super fast, and then doing the editing, because basically you don't have to do any editing. And I know for some people that might just sound, well, not for them, because they might be that person that wants full control over the shooting and editing. That is absolutely fine. But for me, I found this one of the biggest things anyway, that changed the amount I was able to earn, because I was able to do more shoots in a day. And then I just got so much more time back in my afternoons and evening, which I was able to spend on my business. So I'd be able to look at offering other services, which I'll come to in just a minute. but also I just had more time for myself too and my family. And instead of being up past midnight and being absolutely knackered the next day, I've actually been refreshed, but earning more money too. So once you've become more efficient and you've got a bit more time, that brings me on to step 3, which I just mentioned, which is offering more services. And this is what really took my earnings up, because basically if you've got more services to offer, you can earn more on each job, because you're not just offering photography. You can offer virtual tours, drone services, videography, and floor plans as well. But I would say really floor plans, you should just be doing this anyway. Even as you start out as a photographer, you've got to learn how to do a floor plan at least, even if it's with Cubicasa. So I'm just going to concentrate on the virtual tours, drones and videography. And in terms of the order you should be offering these, I would say go for the virtual tours first, just because it's the easiest one to learn, because all you need to do is get yourself a 360 camera, link it to your phone, get Matterport or something like Cooler if you want to do a bit more editing to it, and then you're ready to go. There's really hardly any learning curve with it, and you can double your profits on one job just with offering virtual tours alone. So then I would look at offering drone services, because again, this is dead easy to learn. All you need to do is get a drone, learn how to fly it, and also just learn obviously the rules in your local area about where you are allowed to fly it. And I'd recommend getting one of the DJI drones, one of the mini ones, which are under 250 grams, because this would mean you can just fly it in more places. And then lastly, I would learn the videography. The reason I say lastly is because there is a bit more of a learning curve with doing the videos, because there's a lot more to learn about shooting, about frame rates, etc. But then you've got to learn a bit more editing again. I mean, there are quite easy ways to edit, like in sort of CapCut and maybe Final Cut or iMovie rather. And then once you get the grip of that, you can start looking at like Final Cut or Premiere to do a bit more, take your sort of editing up a bit. But that does take a bit of learning, but not too much. But like I say, if you become more efficient, you'll have more time to learn these extra services and start earning some decent money. Hopefully, if you've taken these 3 steps, by then you should be earning yourself a decent living. And then you can kind of have a look at sort of bonus step 4, which is kind of looking at other ways you can bring revenue in. And that's what I've done, because that's what I've done with this, doing YouTube, because before I didn't have time for this, but now I've been a bit more efficient with my time. I have got time to start making these videos, and it's obviously been really rewarding. But in the last year, I have actually started making a bit of money out of this too. So I'm not saying everyone should become a YouTuber, but you can start just thinking of other revenue streams, because I'm also looking at sort of offering my services at more commercial spaces, largely aiming sort of virtual tours to commercial spaces like bars, restaurants, gyms, etc. And so sort of kind of getting away from just doing the property, but I haven't been able to do that until I sort of became more efficient with my time. So like I say, if you've sort of done those 3 steps, you're earning a decent salary already, then you can start looking at sort of different ways to make money in this industry. Hopefully that's given you all some food for thought about how you can make your real estate photography business more successful. But if you'd like to learn more about Auto HDR and how you can really streamline your editing and make it more efficient, you can check out this video here. But for now, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you all again soon.